Okay, so part one here. I want to pull up this thing that's called the Vanbot, and the Vanbot is something that I modeled years ago. And it's kind of set up so it's a really simple rig to work with. You might find some of these parts here, all these pieces could be smooth. If I press 3, I noticed that when you're animating, I'd probably press 1 so they don't smooth. It just makes things faster. Let's see what else. You don't need to see that, so I'm just going to go and hide that poly count for now. If you look at it here in the outliner, actually, I won't even look at the outliner yet, just yet. Let's just point out these little controls. Okay, there's a controller here, and that's for my foot, and I can move it around. It's got some settings on here, some custom attributes that I've made. So there's like a toe wiggle, there's a foot roll. Okay, typically you only want to do that when you have your foot on the ground. Toe twist, ball twist. Here, I'll just actually put it on the ground because then it makes more sense when you see it. So it's twisting on the balls of the feet, and then there's a heel twist. Probably not going to need all those things on this particular animation. You'll see that here I've got this move tool. It's grayed out, and that means I just can't move it. All I can do is rotate. So I can rotate it. This is my little hip controller here. Okay, there is also, make sure you always wiggle the butt and stare and giggle. Yeah. Then this hoop, this is your upper body control, so this moves around your whole body. Okay, and you'll see the pivot point is set up so that, yeah, when I bend over, it stays, the hips stay solid. Okay, and what else? There's my shoulder control. Even though it's kind of a bit low, it's kind of like below the rib cage. This area is going to be kind of solid, so I put the controller there. That's where the pivot point is. And then what do I have up here? That's the head control. And the head control, actually, what the hell's that? A little weird twitch that I just found. That's not supposed to be there. Okay, I'll look at that later on. Hopefully, you're probably not going to want it for what we're doing anyway. My shoulder controls. Okay, boop. I'm going to put my shoulders down. There's my elbow control. The elbow control is locked to one angle. Okay. There is a wrist controller that only just rotates this here to whatever direction you want it to go in. This also has on the finger bends, and as I grab these, if I highlight them here and I middle click, I can use this as a virtual slider. Okay, you can kind of do something similar in here, but I can never make this work very well, and I'm never happy with it, so I always highlight it and middle click. Okay. And there's also the wrist bend is in here if you want to bend your wrist. And I have a dog wandering around me with dementia, so if I do anything weird, that's what's going on. Okay, and what else? Down here, you'll find the God control, and this is the controller of everything, right? So when you move this, it moves the whole unit around. Usually you just use something like this for placing it in a scene or something like that. Oh, and I forgot clavicles. Clavicles, just grabbing the rotate tool, rotating up and down. Great. So just something to kind of play around with, and know that if you take these controllers and you zero them out, like take these shoulders here, I rotate it down. If I just zero those, zero, enter, they'll go back to the default position. Okay. What else do you want to know? Maybe here if I looked at the master group, you'll see there's a master group. That's everything. There's a geometry group, so I can take the whole geometry group and press 3 and it'll smooth, so when I'm rendering later on, oh, it looks all slick. Okay, select it and I'll hit 1 for now. Skeleton group, and that has your skeleton in it. That's kind of hidden down in here, so there's a skeleton in here. You can't really see these joints. If I go to display, animation, joint size, I'll have big joints, but you don't really need to see that. I'm just showing you it's there. Okay, stay away from it. Don't touch it again. Don't even look at it anymore. Yeah, there's the do not touch group down here. And if I go down here, the controllers, there's a whole list for the controllers. Then do not touch group. Just stay away from it. Don't look at it. Usually I put that in there to get Sorry, dog again. So that, yeah, I hide it from animators, so it's actually hidden here and it's hidden down here, so it's really hard to get to. But it's a bunch of things that are making the rig work that you just don't want to touch, because if you touch it, you screw it up. Anything else? If I'm in here, no, I think you should be good. So this is the first video, just showing you can kind of play around with things you want to and just kind of get used to how it moves. Damn it. Actually, the geometry layer here, I might go and set that so I don't accidentally select it. Okay, remember the V is for visibility. This P, the P, all that is like when I press play, right, I see all my geometry, but if I turn the P off when I press play, everything disappears. It's on that layer. So if you wanted to, it might be almost cool to take the controls as you're animating, turn that off, and oh, I gotta make sure that's empty there, and turn that T to an R, so you can't select the geometry. Oh, you bastard! You can't select the geometry accidentally, just the controls. Okay, and then if I press P, I won't see those controls. Actually, that's kind of handy. That's kind of nice. Makes me feel good, refreshing. At the time of an apocalypse, that's very refreshing. Okay, so that's it for the first little video. Oh, actually, no, one more thing. Thinking one more thing I gotta do. File. I'm gonna go to project window and I'm gonna set up a project. Now, I've already got this here, so you would hit new. Okay, new Vanbot project. Location, you gotta find a spot where you wanna keep it. Okay, so you hit the folder and do whatever. And then it just creates all these folders, and you just hit accept. I'm just going to accept that this is going to happen to me. Okay? And yeah, that's what I've got already set up. I've got a project set up. So everything should be good. And I'm going to stop this video here, and then I'll start going into making a walk cycle.